Can you hear me? Hi. Hi, video. Hello. Happy New Year. What is today? January 2nd? January 2nd. Feels like a third. Third is tomorrow. Today's the 2nd. Tomorrow's the 3rd. Hold on a second. I'm going to put my phone on my charger. Let me make sure that you can hear me. January. Okay. So we got a sad update today on little Johnathan Boley, but we don't really have the full picture either. His little body was found about 2 miles from his father's home. The family dog was alive next to him. And but that's about the size of what we've heard. We don't know what happened to him. Then did he just die of the cold? Was he out there exploring? They said something like he was an adventurous little guy or something to that effect. Hi, Megan Else. And we'll take a look and see if there's any other updates on that, but really sad. And then we're going to talk about Wisconsin. Hi, Denise. A Wisconsin gardening expert. This is really crazy story. I don't understand this. Antigua is a really nice place to vacation in the Caribbean. And it was on a pristine beach, and they were on a horseback riding tour, and some unknown male attacker just killed her. Yeah, it's bizarre. That's bizarre. And then Charlotte, North Carolina, there was an ISIS inspired terror plot that a teenager was going to carry out at a fast food restaurant and at a supermarket. And that was, the kibosh was put on that by FBI. And we'll talk about that. Hi, Sandy Ellens. How are you? Hello, hello. I'm just going to put my phone on the charger, and then I'm going to come back and do this. Hold on one sec. I got to put my watch on the charger, too. Hang on. And let me see if my husband's got this all charged up or not. I'm just going to plug my phone in somewhere just to get it charged up. I thought I had it in, but I didn't. I thought I did, but I didn't. I've got to get it on earlier tonight because I have to get up super early. Oh, this is another one of those crazy ones. I can't stand that kind of thing. Okay, let me get where the heck, I'm sorry, I'm looking for my plug here. And I know that Jimmy just, there. So we have all of our devices here charging. Maybe I will just, here, you know what, I'll let the phone charge now and then I'll put this in later. I don't want to hold you guys up anymore. Hang on right there. Okay. All fixed. All fixed. All right. Back to it. So, let's what the heck is that? What is that? Who is calling me? FaceTime video? I cannot, is that Gia? know that I am. Oh no, oh no. Hold on. Gee, I'm live.
Oh my god, no, you have to see this.
Okay, hold on a minute, because everybody can hear you though.
No, but you're ready? You're gonna love.
Yeah, but, okay, but everybody.
We made Dubai chocolate, Mom. Look.
You made the Dubai chocolate?
Look.
I can't see.
Oh my god. Can you see?
No, I can't see.
Mom,
Oh, now I can see. Now I can see. Now I can see. Wow.
It's amazing. Let's make it tomorrow. So try.
Yeah.
Michael got all the ingredients online. Look.
Wow, that looks good.
That looks amazing, Mom.
Yeah, that looks amazing, Mom. Bring us a piece tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye, Mom.
All right, bye, Mom. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, they made Dubai chocolate. It looks really good.
Hey there.
Okay, so now, hi. So, this.
What happened?
Oh no, we're live, and then Gia called me and said they made Dubai chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks really good. Really,
Nice.
really good. I wish she would send a picture of it to me. But it looks really good.
Oh, okay. We're
He
live.
bought
Here we go.
everything. He brought everything. It looks really good. Okay. Now, this story pisses you off. I think the dog was with him longer than the dad had him. Yeah, the dad had him for 5 days, right? He had custody of his kids for 5 days. And yeah, and the child was 4. They erroneously reported him as 5 years old, but he was 4, and the brother, I assume, was 6 still, and he had said that the brother went off in the woods with the dad at first, and then that story changed. It's really a crazy story, and I don't understand, why they couldn't have searched the house for so long. I mean, come on. Yes, it had explosives in there, but shouldn't they be able to handle a situation like that? So let's see. So here's some updates. The body of Johnathan was found about 2 miles from the dad's home. He was last seen 11:30 a.m. Wednesday, and it was in the 7,000 block of Highway 195 in Jasper, Alabama. The sheriff, Nick Smith, said the boy's father reported him missing at about 1 p.m. The dog was found alive with Jonathan's body. The cause of death has yet to be determined. Investigation is ongoing. A vigil is being held 7 p.m. It was held Friday, the Cornerstone Church. Agencies used drones, divers, tracking dogs to search. The sheriff said they were told Johnathan was with his older brother and a black Labrador. The dog was also missing. And more than 161 volunteers and 126 first responders joined the search effort on Thursday. The father of the missing boy, Jamison Kyle Boley, is charged with unlawful manufacturing of a destructive device or bacteriological weapon and 2 counts of chemical endangerment of a child connected to methamphetamines. He was taken into custody after what were believed to be explosive devices were found on the property. Officials said what was found on the property weren't explosive, and the house was cleared and secured. Neighbors said they heard explosions for weeks. There was one reported Wednesday, but officials can't confirm if that's connected to the missing child. The child's mother moved to Florida 1 year ago, and the father has been given limited time each year for visitation. The child went missing during that visitation. Jamison Boley was in the Army from March of 2003 until November of 2006. His discharge information couldn't be disclosed, according to an Army spokesperson. The sheriff said the father has been cooperating. Jonathan's aunt, Kim Smith, described him Thursday night as a country boy who loves nature, Paw Patrol, and running. So still, let's see. Okay, let's try. Anything else here? So let's see. The boy's father has been arrested. So I think the father's still in custody, right? It was reported to authorities that Johnathan was with his 6-year-old brother and their dog when he disappeared. Jonathan's brother identified the last place that he saw John and their dog. When Jonathan's body was found on Friday, his dog was with him and still alive. And they're just... The mother went to Alabama on Wednesday evening and is cooperating with authorities. The father was interviewed by the FBI on Wednesday. So I don't think there's anything else known other than that or that's been released. Let's see here. His dog, Buck, was last seen walking away into the woods. Yeah, that's what... walking away into the woods. That's what the brother reported, but... They were last seen walking away into the woods away from his father's property in Jasper, Alabama, late Wednesday morning. Two miles from the home. This little boy walked 2 miles. You know, something's weird. Sorry, something's not sitting right. Right? What everybody else thinks that this little boy just walked 2 miles? Anybody think he walked 2 miles? I don't think so. Let's see. Hi, Daniela. How are you? Yeah, I know, Daniela. We'll get there. We'll get there. But what's up with this now? There's something like wacky going on with YouTube now. Hi, Slam. Let me refresh my page. Did anybody get thrown out? Because it just like... Now the numbers just changed like drastically. That's weird. Okay. I'm sure they'll come back up again. We're not worried. Does anybody think the dog covered him? But you think they walked the 2 miles? Yeah. 2 miles. I mean, and I'm surprised the dog didn't bark or anything when they were searching or it, you know? Hi, Denise. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Jen. Hi, Slam. Oh, there we go. Now we're coming up again. So, yeah, I don't know where Megan else went, but is there anybody that thinks that he didn't walk those 2 miles, that something else happened? Could he have been placed there? I don't know. Could something have happened to him in the house? Could he have been placed out there? I don't know. Because what about all that? The drugs or whatever in the house? I don't know. No way he walked and the dog probably was planted. Okay, so all right. So you think that too, Danielle? You think he was placed out there? I don't know. Megan L said he was only 4. So 2 miles. Hold on a minute. So 2 miles makes me wonder the dog could have been told to stay and did. But was that dog his dad's dog, or was that dog their dog that came up with them from Florida? 2 miles is a long way for his age. Right, Sandy? I know. Unless that isn't the story. Unless, like, they were out there, but I don't know. I think there's a lot more that's going to come out, don't you? They haven't given us the medical examiner's report. We haven't been told of how the boy died. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, if he only saw those kids 5 days a week, it's not that that dog is so attached to those kids if they've only seen him 5 days a week, right? But if that dog was their dog from Florida, but even still, a dog like that might start barking or trying to go to get someone to look at the child, right? Maybe run back home and try to get someone. I don't know. The weird thing is, like, they say, oh, even when they found them, the dog was sitting beside him. That's weird, too, because a dog like that, when somebody was approaching, you think he would get up and go towards the people that are approaching, right? I don't know. I don't know. I think, like Lassie, yeah. But I don't understand how, if they were using drones and they were using all of this stuff, they said specifically, remember what they said? That they were, like, calling off the search because they didn't have one thermal hit or anything. Remember that? They said they didn't even get one hit. Like, they made it sound like searching in that direction in the woods, that is a waste of time. That's what they said. Remember that? Who remembers that from yesterday? They said that they did, like, they said as if they thought it was ridiculous to be searching there because they haven't even had one hit on that. I think the dad, I think he died of dehydration, says Hart, and exposure. And the dog was watching over him. I'm talking about the 4-year-old, yes. I'm talking about the 4-year-old boy up there in the picture right there with the dog. Slam says, I do not know anything about this case. Okay, well, it's 2 brothers from Florida, and their mother moved to Florida with them. Their father got 5 days of visitation a year. These were his 5 days. The 6-year-old brother said that he saw the brother going into the woods with the dog. Now, I thought they said the first time they said something about, like, after his father's, like, oh, I actually, happy birthday. But I don't know. They have missed people so many times with drones and thermal imaging. Yeah, it's strange. Let me just see if there's any more stuff here. All right, let me see. All right, let me see. So here's the talk around town here, around the internet, around the interwebs. Somebody says, see, but now they're saying he didn't have live pipe bombs. So this is so, they said he did, now they say he didn't. Somebody said, let's be realistic. How can the father who is now in jail control the narrative of a 6-year-old that he only sees 5 days a year? If the dad has done something nefarious, besides having his children around live explosives, to Johnathan and the pup, then the brother wouldn't be able to keep up the story that he saw his brother and the pup go under the fence away from his dad's property, and then he ran and told his dad. The 6-year-old stories would have changed by now. I'm not saying it hasn't changed. Okay, and then they said they found the body. Now, see, here's something else. Now, this is weird, okay? Somebody 4 hours ago, okay, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to preface this right now. This is the interwebs. Somebody may say they're local and they're not. Well, this person says they found the body in a pond earlier this afternoon. I'm from the area as well, and a client at my job came in and told me about it. Apparently, my client's nephew was part of the volunteer search party. And they said that when they found the body, the dog was with him, was tied to a tree next to the pond with its mouth taped shut. Now, okay, I am telling you now, right? This is unconfirmed on the interwebs. You take it for what you will, okay? This can be this could be totally credible, or it could be a total psycho. Personally, I don't think the father had anything to do with it, but who knows? However, someone definitely did this. And then somebody said, "What?" a minute ago, and no one has said anything yet. Let's see if we see anything. So here's another person that says, like they know the dad. They said, dad isn't a good person. He has 6 children in custody of none. He has a violent past. Again, grain of salt. I don't know anything about this. Is the interwebs. Mom of this child filed a restraining order against him in 21, stating she feared he would kill her or their children. He had strangled the mom. Then some judge decided to give him his kids 5 days a year. Okay, and then somebody said, also, Grandpa called him in as a missing child, not Dad, an hour or two after the supposed playing at the tree line. Now again, this person is posting 4 hours. They found the boy's body in a pond 2 miles from the home. The dog was apparently tied to a tree close by with its mouth taped shut. But see, and then somebody says, sweet dog didn't leave his side even to eat or drink. I hope someone besides the dad gets that dog and lets him live inside like the hero he is. But it... See, someone here says they found the boy dead 2 miles away from the house and the dog was alive laying next to him. All right, hang on. I'm going to another area here. Seems to me like he wandered off despite the stuff the dad has been charged with. The dog was found alive right with the little boy. I hope the dog was a comfort and helped him feel a little less scared. Someone said, are heat-seeking drones not a thing? This is so sad. It's called thermal imaging, and yes, they were used. They're used, but they weren't able to locate the boy. Everything about this is completely devastating. I'm so heartbroken. This is heartbreaking. Did anyone get an Amber Alert for this missing baby? I thought Amber Alerts went out statewide. I didn't get one. Okay, let's see. I don't know. Let me go back and see if anybody else heard that pond business. Okay. Did you guys hear what I said about what they're saying about the pond? I think my chat must not be working. He was missing since Wednesday at 11:30. And he was found today, Friday. Let me just see if I can see anything about on any other site or anything about him being found in a pond. Let me see. Somebody says, what were the conditions of this area? Like trying to understand why it took so long to find him if they were doing grid searches properly. But maybe I'm missing something. In my experience, a proper grid search would have covered a large radius area, much more than a few miles. What am I missing? Please educate me. My deepest condolences. So sad, a little boy lost in the woods on a freezing night. Why did anyone let this baby go off alone? Apparently they found some type of bombs in the woods, but that's not true now. They're saying there were no bombs. What's the story, though? Was someone with him? They said someone was with him. A dog, maybe? The dog. Nobody else was ever with him. His dog went into the woods with him and never left his side. 2 miles in the area behind his house. Wasn't like 2 miles on a clear roadway. That was a reclaimed strip mine and timberland. News reports state he was last seen walking into the woods with his dog. Did the person that saw him going into the woods alone not think to stop him? Well, wasn't that his brother and he went to go tell his dad, right? I don't know the situation at all. Okay. Drones with thermal cameras, cadaver dogs, helicopters looking with thermal cameras. Just don't understand this. I think having these available would save so many lives. I know that some places where those that live just don't have the means to get them, but if they put them in their budget or have people that have drones or scent trackers, okay, well, they did have that. Someone said, I wonder why the thermal imaging didn't pick it up. Someone said, I heard the father had a shaky reputation. I think more is going to come out about this. I'm not seeing anybody say anything about a pond on this site. I'm trying to see. Okay, somebody said, I live in Alabama and read that the father is charged with 2 counts of chemical endangerment of a child connected to methamphetamines and unlawful manufacture of a destructive device or bacteriological weapon. The mom the mom had custody, lived in Florida. Court ordered visitation. The dad had only 5 days a year. He was supposed to go home the day after he went missing. Let's see. So was there any clarification on the manner of death? So what is the dad's story besides the explosives? Was the little boy autistic? The mom arrived on Wednesday to pick the kid up on Thursday and is cooperative. Okay, let's see here. Did the dog not bark? I find it strange. He was with the child, found only 2 miles away from the home, and the dog never barked. This is very weird. Seems very iffy. The story is lacking, yet so many put blame on the parents without knowing the facts or the family. What? Okay. Nobody is saying anything in this forum yet about the ponds. And I would think that if that was true, there would be more people that would be saying that on social media by now, except for one person. But wait a minute. Hold on. Just as I said that, a comment came up. Oh, this is about her cousin. Hold on. Okay, I thought it was about the boy. Hang on. I just think if he was really found in a pond with all the searchers and everything, there would be more than one person saying it. Yeah, I don't see. Now somebody says this. Now this is weird. Searching the wrong areas. How far away is the water from the house? I thought drones were being used. Okay, so maybe. Let me see here. I don't know. Let me just look at this again here to see if anybody updated in regards to I'm going to go over here. Hang on 1 second. See if there's anybody that's updating on this, because I don't know. This is kind of weird. Let's see. Go to the new. I'm not seeing this now. Where the heck is this? Okay, here we go. This sounds like a hysterical rumor. I wouldn't believe it until Law says more. Somebody just said about that pond thing, a hysterical rumor. Let me go over here. Yeah, I don't know if it ends up that he was in a pond. We'll see it, but right now that's just the talk on the internet streets. So you got to take it for what it's worth. I'm sorry. When the mother came out of the woods with the 6-year-old, everyone thought it was the 4-year-old and he was alive. So devastating. Hi, MSL. Hi, Nora. Jen, there was but no questions. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll check again maybe later on and see if there's any other updates. I'm going to tell you about this TV gardening expert first. Okay, Karen Johansen, 66. Uh-oh. Get over there. Okay, here we go. So she was the former garden center owner, Karen Johansen, and she was a local TV gardening expert in Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, 66 years old, and she died after being attacked during a horseback riding tour on a pristine Antigua beach just days before Christmas. At 11 a.m. on December 19th, officers responded to a wounding in Dickinson Bay on the northwest coast of the balmy Caribbean island, Antigua. Let's see here. The victim was described as Karen Johansen of Paradise View in Antigua and also of Fitchburg, Wisconsin, where she ran a well-known gardening and greenhouse center with her family until it closed. Johansen was allegedly struck on the back of the head with a blunt object by an unknown male during a horseback riding tour. She was rushed to Sir Leicester Bird Medical Center, where she was treated for a serious head injury. She was then airlifted to the United States for further medical care. On Friday, December 26th, Johansen was pronounced dead at 10:17 p.m. local time by a doctor at the University of Wisconsin Hospital in Madison. Excuse me. Authorities say they have a male suspect in custody, but they did not identify him. So now, is this somebody she was going out with down there? Like, what's going on? The Royal Police Force of Antigua and Barbuda did not immediately respond. For further information, police continue to investigate. Johansen's family, friends, and Madison community are mourning her loss. For years, she worked at Johansen's greenhouse in Madison with her sister Lynn and brother Gary. She often appeared in segments on News 3 as the Green Gardener, where she gave viewers tips on planting and gardening. She told the station in 2013 that the business was started by her father in 1959 and it was expanded by her, her mother, and her siblings. My dad never really had the vision. You know, it was a cute little business and he loved it, but he never realized what was going to happen. What my mom, my brother and sister and I did, we literally had 20 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag and we made it work. It's unclear whether she had moved permanently to Antigua, but she seemed to enjoy her time there. Crazy there, huh? Anyone with information that may help the investigation is asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Department at 268-462-3913 or Crime Stoppers 1-800-TIPS. Yeah, that's very strange. I wonder if it's somebody that, it doesn't say whether, she had a husband or anything, but let's see. I don't know. Very sad. Okay, and then we're going to talk about the botched Charlotte, North Carolina terror plot. Okay, so the FBI disrupted an alleged New Year's Eve attack. Okay, and this is right from the DOJ website. I'm going to pull it over. Sure I am. Get over there. Okay. No, I haven't heard any more on that. That was a couple of days ago. Yeah, I think they've said that it appears she took her own life. Why is this not working? Let me try to get this up again. Huh, what is up with this? Come on. There we go. Okay. So the FBI disrupts an alleged New Year's Eve attack. Man charged with attempting to provide material support to ISIS. And this is from January 2nd. Today, the Justice Department and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of North Carolina announced that a Mint Hill, North Carolina man that allegedly planned to use knives and hammers to execute a deadly New Year's Eve attack at a grocery store and a fast food restaurant in support of the Islamic State in Iraq and ISIS has been arrested and charged with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization. The criminal complaint was filed on December 31st, 2025. And was unsealed today after Christian Sturtevant, 18, appeared in federal court in Charlotte, North Carolina. This successful collaboration between federal and local law enforcement saved American lives from a horrific terrorist attack on New Year's Eve, said the Attorney General Pamela Bondi. The Department of Justice remains vigilant in our pursuit of evil ISIS sympathizers. Anyone plotting to commit such depraved attacks will face the full force of the law. The accused allegedly wanted to be a soldier for ISIS and made plans to commit a violent attack on New Year's Eve in support of the terrorist group, but the FBI and our partners put a stop to that, said Kash Patel, FBI director. It is essential to work closely with law enforcement partners and to quickly share information about potential threats, as demonstrated in this case. The message from the FBI is clear. Anyone who supports ISIS or other terrorist groups cannot hide and will be held accountable in our justice system. As alleged, Sturtevant aspired to become a martyr for ISIS and was in the final stages of planning a mass casualty attack on New Year's Eve. Notes recovered from his home appear to reflect intent to harm as many people as possible and terrorize the nation, said Assistant Attorney General John A. Eisenberg of the Justice Department's National Security Division. We commend the extraordinary work of our partners in neutralizing this threat. Americans deserve to celebrate New Year's Eve without worrying about their potential safety, personal safety, and U.S. Attorney Russ Ferguson for the Western District of North Carolina. That is why we work nonstop to thwart this alleged violent terrorist attack, and I am proud of the work done here, thankful for the time spent by law enforcement away from their families during the holidays to ensure public safety. The FBI's mission is to protect the American people, and this case demonstrates our dedication to do everything we can to protect the residents of North Carolina, said Special Agent in Charge James C. Barnacle Jr. of the FBI Charlotte Field Office. We worked closely with the Department of Justice, NYPD, Mint Hill Police Department, and our FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force partners to investigate and disrupt this serious threat of a violent attack. We will never stop working to hold people accountable who seek to harm and terrorize our community. Christian Sturtevant allegedly swore allegiance to the international terrorist organization and plotted deadly attacks in its name, said NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch. But the New York City Police Department has a long reach, and our undercover cybersecurity investigators once again identified threats of extremist behavior and thwarted them before they could be carried out. Public safety knows no borders. and we will continue to work with our law enforcement partners and the United States Attorney's Office to pursue and hold accountable anyone who seeks to spread fear and violence. Now more than ever, partnerships between law enforcement agencies are paramount, said Chief Joseph Hatley of the Mint Hill Police Department. This disruption is a testament to all involved working as one to thwart and attack and hold accountable anyone planning such a horrific attack of violence against our community. According to allegations in the arrest affidavit on December 18th, 2025, the FBI in Charlotte received information that an individual later identified as Sturdivant was making multiple social media posts in support of ISIS. In early December, Sturdivant posted an image depicting two miniature figurines of Jesus with the on-screen text that read, oh, wow. I don't even want to repeat that. So let's see. They were allegedly consistent with ISIS's rhetoric calling for the extermination of all non-believers, including Christians, Jews, and Muslims who do not agree with ISIS's extreme ideology. Sturdivant's social media post in early December. The criminal complaint alleges that on or about December 12th, Sturdivant began communicating with an online covert employee whom Sturdivant thought was an ISIS member. Sturdivant told the covert employee, "I will do jihad soon," and proclaimed he was a soldier of the state, meaning ISIS. On December 14th, Sturdivant allegedly sent an online message to the OC with an image of two hammers and a knife, and this is significant because an article in the 2016 issue of ISIS's propaganda magazine promoted the use of knives to conduct terror attacks in Western countries. The same article inspired actual attacks in other countries. Later, Sturdivant told the OC that he planned to attack a specific grocery store in North Carolina. Sturdivant also told the OC about his plans to purchase a firearm to use along with the knives during the attack, and according to the arrest affidavit. In addition, on December 19th, Sturdivant allegedly sent the OC a voice recording of Sturdivant's pledging a loyalty oath to ISIS. On December 29th, law enforcement conducted a search warrant at Sturdivant's residence, where they discovered handwritten documents, one of which was titled New Year's Attack 2026. The document listed items such as a vest, mask, tactile gloves, and two knives, allegedly to be used in the attack. It also described a goal of stabbing as many civilians as possible, with the total number of victims to be as high as 20 to 21. The note also included a section labeled Martyrdom OP that described a plan to attack police responding to the site of the attack so Sturdivant would die a martyr. The complaint alleges that Sturdivant lived with a relative who secured knives and hammers away so Sturdivant could not use them for harm. Yet, law enforcement seized from Sturdivant's bedroom a blue hammer, a wooden-handled hammer, and two butcher knives, which appeared hidden underneath the defendant's bed. These items appear to be the same as the ones depicted in the online message Sturdivant previously sent to the OC. Those are items seized. Additional items seized from Sturdivant's bedroom. Let's see. Acquired for the alleged planned attack. Sturdivant remains in federal custody. If convicted, he faces a statutory maximum penalty of 20 years in federal prison. A federal district court judge will determine the ultimate sentence after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. The investigation was conducted by the FBI Charlotte Joint Terrorism Task Force, which includes the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, the Matthews Police Department, the Monroe Police Department, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Federal Air Marshal Service, the Homeland Security Investigations, the Internal Revenue Service, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, and the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, with the assistance of the NYPD, additional FBI field offices, and the Mint Hill Police Department. The case is being prosecuted by the Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert Gleason for the Western District of North Carolina and the Department of Justice Trial Attorney Elisa Potret with the National Security Division's Counter Terrorism Section. Okay, and these charges against the defendant are merely allegations, and the defendant is presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. Updated January 2nd, 2026. So that is that. Ouch. Let me see. Oh, brother. So, yeah. That's all the stories that are on there for tonight. I have a really early day. Go here and there in the morning, and I'll probably do some updates. Maybe they'll be members only. I don't know. If I do some, it depends. We'll see. Depending on what, but I'm trying to get this. We have to do our word cookies. Okay. Hope that you guys all had a good day. So let's see here. So what is this? Is Christmas? It's got to be an A word, right? It's got to be an A word. It's not that. Already got that one. Okay. It's got to be a last, right? Hi, Kansas City Lights. Where is everyone? What do you mean? We're right here. We just went over our true crime. Everyone's trying to guess these words. Where are you? I'm in New York. Where are you? Okay. Okay, so I haven't been here for a long time. Oh, you're in your mommy's basement? There's a lot of people in their mommy's basements. You know that? Kansas City Lights? A lot of people are in mommy's basement. Sometimes they're in daddy's basement. Sometimes they're in their auntie's basement. And sometimes, can't even mention that. We can't even mention that. Because it's just too scary. It's just too scary. Let's see. Heart Made Wise. Where are you? Murder of Crows. Hi, Rosalita. I mean, I haven't been here in a while. Used to be hundreds of people in here in the middle of the night. You don't see them? You better get your eyes checked, Kansas. You really don't see them? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? You better take some time and go to the ophthalmologist. Hurry up. Please. Everyone was talking smack? Where were they talking smack? Who was talking smack? I think I remember you at Kansas City Lights, right? You and your wife. I think you used to go with a creator that's really a smack talker, huh? Is that what you're talking about? Let's see here. The one that rips up Bibles and stuff, isn't that the guy you follow? You and your wife? I think so. I think yeah. I think if I'm not mistaken, Rosalita, they used to be here a long time ago, and I think they are like big fans of that guy that rips up Bibles and curses out women and just is like unbelievable. That's the last I remember about Kansas City Lights. And I think it's him and his wife, and I think they were also around like with the truthy stuff. So, yeah. I'm sure. I can't get these last two words, so I'm going to go like this. Yeah, Rosalita, it's not good. Not good. Okay, let's see if that's any help. Oh, I think it is help because I see it's probably nasal. Yes, and it probably maybe is Is it nasally? There we go. See? That's all we needed. Well, he's in his mom's basement, by his own admissions. Nothing else, So, they love that orange shag carpet and everything. Heart, there you are. You came too late, dear. So I'm going to check for another update just to see if there's anything. Rosalita, did you hear that they're saying on the internet now and some things that the little boy was found in a pond, his dog was tied to a tree, and the dog's mouth was taped shut. And I don't know if the person says that, like, they're from the area and that's what's going on, but whether it is or it isn't, you got to take it with a grain of salt until it's confirmed. But I haven't even seen it's probably that orange shag, manganelles that you lose stuff in, but it's probably turned to like a brown orange, burnt orange. And I hope they can get to the ophthalmologist tomorrow. Okay, so let me go check. I just want to see if anybody else has responded to that, because sometimes I will tell you that when there are breaking cases, our world has changed so much, right? Because before, police used to be able to keep a lot of stuff under wraps. Now with the internet, people that live in the area, they run to Facebook and they run to Reddit and they put stuff out there. And a lot of times it's true. Okay, so that's why I say take it with a grain of salt, but I always look at it anyway. And I was just wondering, because the dog didn't run away in 2 days. That's strange to me. I think a dog like that, a lab, would try to run and get help. And I think he would bark. I just don't think he would just sit there. And the way they described, like, remember when that little girl got lost in the woods with her dog and she was found alive, thank God, with her dog. But I remember something like this happening pretty recently. But anyway, usually they'll say the dog came out, like, especially if a dog is like sitting by the kid and then he sees people coming, he's probably going to run over to them to like get help or something. And they don't describe that dog as running over to them or anything. They say he was by the boy. Now, according to this thing, they're saying he was tied to a tree. To me, that's kind of making a little bit of sense. So I'm going to say you take it with a grain of salt until we get confirmation, but just possibly there may be some truth to that. But I'm going to check to see if anybody else has said anything. Because they've told us a lot of things, like there were pipe bombs and this and that. Now they're saying, oh, that's not true. There was nothing on the land. Let me just see here. Going to try this again. Let's see, where did that guy post this? Okay, so let me see. Nobody else. I am so shocked that nobody else has said anything about this except one person who says that sounds like a hysterical rumor. I wouldn't believe it until Law says more. And then they said it again. And it got a bunch of upvotes. So I don't know. Let me just see something here. I don't know. Let me see. Try this one more time here on this one. Okay, here's something. Listen to this one. Johnathan Boley, missing from Walker County, Alabama, whose body was found deceased near a pond. Now, see, they're saying near a pond now. About 2 miles from his father's home, with his loyal dog Buck alive but nearby. Reports mention the dog was found with him, but details about the dog's mouth being taped are from social media rumors, while official reports focus on Jonathan's disappearance and his father facing charges unrelated to the search, highlighting the heartbreaking end to the search for the missing child. So this is the first time I say near a pond now here from, they're saying official, but see if I can see something. Why can't I get any comments here? Oh, you want to see? Oh, they sent. Hold on. Gia sent pictures of this. Gia and Michael just made Dubai chocolate. Hold on, I'll show you the pictures. She said it's so good, she's going to bring me some tomorrow when we see them to go. Let's see here. Let me see where she put. Hold on, I'm trying to open this in another. All right, let me see.
Okay, homemade Dubai chocolate. Let's see this. So easy to make.
Wow.
Dang,
You heard the crack?
Yeah. Wow.
Cheers.
That was good. Okay. Give it a try.
Okay. So there you go. So I can't wait to try it either tomorrow. That does look good. Yeah, what she just read was saying the dog's mouth being taped was from social media misinformation. Well, we don't know if it's misinformation. We don't know that, Hart. It's unconfirmed. We don't know whether it's social media information. We don't know if it's misinformation. I think there's a lot more. You've never had that? Yeah, they made it. They bought everything to make it and they made it.
Okay, homemade Dubai chocolate. Let's see this. So easy to make.
Wow. You heard the crack?
Yeah. Wow.
Cheers.
That was good. Okay. Give it a try.
Okay. So we'll see. What was I going to say? Yes, I don't know. There just seems to be that there's more. He was found 2 miles. And from the house. I just think it's weird that the dog, they don't describe the dog running up to, I think there may be some truth in that. I'm sorry. I think there may be some truth in what they're saying. I've seen many cases where, some of the people that were there when they find things and they're not supposed to talk, but some of them make their way to social media and they talk and it ends up being true. So I'm saying just take it with a grain of salt. You don't know. We don't know. And then you got that North Carolina terror plot that was disrupted, thankfully, in Charlotte. And yet that other very strange story is that Wisconsin former TV gardening expert and garden center owner that was killed in Antigua on a beach while riding a horse in horseback riding tour. She was hit in the back of the head with a blunt object. Then she was airlifted to the United States and she died days later. I don't know. That's really makes it sound like she was either splitting her time between Antigua and Wisconsin or living permanently in Antigua. And then you have to say, well, is it someone that she was involved with? Like that, you know what I mean? It's just, there's not a lot of there. Charlotte's about 90 minutes from you. Yeah, they were going to attack at a fast food location and a grocery store. And with knives and hammers. It's ridiculous. And it was a teenager that was pledging himself to ISIS. He was 18. Really great. Really great. Not Looney Tunes. But my cousin made it through Times Square. Right? Had a great time. Posted those 2 shorts. I'm going to see him tomorrow. But he had a wonderful time. And let's see. Anything else now going on? I don't think so. Let's see. Go over here for a quick minute. I'm just going to go just take a little look. And then I'm probably going to sign off because I have a big day tomorrow, a really big day tomorrow. I will be making a lot of videos. They'll probably start as members only. You know, it depends. I'll see what kind of a mood I'm in, of how I feel. With stalkers and everything. Okay, but I think I'm going to say goodnight to you guys because we really have to get on the road early and we got a lot of stuff to cover tomorrow. So I will be checking in. You sent me info. Oh, just now? Hold on, let me see. Info in Slack. Let me check. Info in Slack. I'm checking. Oh, okay, got it. All right, very good. Thank you. All right, so let me get back over here. I see you guys. Hopefully tomorrow. And I'm in the wrong. Am I here? Hi, Twisted Stitches. I didn't even see Twisted Stitches get in here. Hi, Twisted Stitches. How are you? I didn't see you get in here. I'm just seeing you now. Oh, you got your napkins? Wonderful. Wonderful. Was everything all right? I hope everything was all right with everything. Was everything all right, Twisted? If that little dragonfly came off, I was just worried about that little dragonfly brooch. If it fell off of that thing because of the cold weather, like, I don't know, you could just, if you have a glue gun, you can just glue it back on there or use any kind of a craft glue. I was just worried about it with the cold and it being how long it's been running around there. But let me know. I hope everything made it okay. I'm totally lost. I keep thinking today is Sunday or something. I'm so discombobulated with the days. But good night, everybody. Safe travels. Thank you, Rosalita. Appreciate it. Safe travels to anybody's traveling tomorrow. And have a fun day no matter what you're doing tomorrow. And I'll check in. And love you guys. Oh, perfect. Oh, okay, great, Twisted. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I haven't checked my email. I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off today. But, all right, thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be well. Thank you. And let me figure out. I'm in the wrong one to get you guys out of here. Let's see. Where did my one go to take you out of here? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to go back in. Just give me a second and I'll find it. I'm glad I'm feeling tired because I was worried I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. Okay. Still not getting to the YouTube studio. Come on. Live. All right, there we go.